Well, hello and good day to you all. My name is Dimitri Frederick, and welcome to my platform, MLM University. For those who are new to this show, this is a show dedicated to network marketers, educating them and providing content and information to help you become a network marketing professional overall and eventually become an entrepreneur is my long-term goal for you as a business owner who is in the network marketing industry. So today's show is actually a very important show. For those of you who didn't see me live, I actually recorded this, so you've probably seen a replay of this video. But today's show is actually really talking about Nerium. Sorry, I was watching Wendy, which is actually a live show I was doing because unbeknownst to me, I wasn't planning to do this live, and eventually something came on the TV. My wife was watching Wendy Williams show this evening, and she happened to have a topic about a scandal going on with Nerium. And unfortunately, the person misspoke and used the word Nexium, so I'm stuck still using that word. But Nexium is a medication or some kind of pill supplement they have. It's far different from Nerium, that was CEO and founded by Jeff Olson, which I will talk about that in the network marketing field for a second there. But if you haven't subscribed to my show, please definitely do so. I'm still working with some content being provided for you towards the summertime. But this is a powerful show which actually goes into the topic of my book, How to Do MLM in Massachusetts and the rest of New England. Now, this book, even though the title is about New England in there, it's a misunderstanding for those of you who think that this is only catered just to the focus of the New England area. But as I do always when I write, I put a lot of content information that is valuable to you wherever you are across the country to help you understand the knowledge information, because I always drop a lot of knowledge in how I write and the things I speak about. So I definitely recommend you that you get the book. You could actually find the book at the How to Do MLM in Mass.com website, or you could go to my fmp.frederickcapital.com website. I'll leave those links for you at the bottom of the video, and you could click on those links and purchase that. If you purchase it directly from me, you actually get a signed copy as well from my website. There's an information section where you could actually leave that. Also, the book is available on Amazon, so you could actually purchase that too. So you could just find me on the French Media Productions company name. Now, without further ado, let's talk about today's show. So, like I said early on, I was watching a channel, on TV called the Wendy Williams Show, and all of a sudden, one of the topics that I was not expected to talk about as I was getting ready to leave and start doing some work was Wendy Williams was talking about a character, a person by the name of Allison Mack. She actually was a well-known character, kind of plays like the Superman's sidekick in Smallville, if you remember the show on the CW network channel. Now, all of a sudden, this person came on air to talk about how it was caught up in a sex scandal with sex trafficking and some other nonsense going on, where this company that's known for wellness and actually for anti-aging products geared to the baby boom generation, or people who are very self-conscious about their skin and want to have a fresh looking skin and look young again, and therefore a lot of people have flocked to that business. It's been around for a number of years. I've actually known about the company, which I'll talk about some more in details towards this show. But for those who don't know about Nerium, that's just a quick summary. It's an anti-aging wellness product that's been around, and actually I thought it was co-founded by actually Jeff Olson. And now from the presentation of the lady, again, I can't verify this. I haven't done some more research enough time to see if this is accurate, but she was referring to a person by the name of Keith Raniere. Maybe I'm mispronouncing Raniere or Raniere, but that was who she said was a co-founder or the founder of the company. Now, this is where the misconfusion is, or whether or not it's accurate or not, because originally when I first learned about Nerium, I thought it was Jeff Olson, who actually came from the Prepaid Legal, or now Legal Shield platform of network marketing companies, who's been well established. And to see this happening today and this announcement, because I guess this thing has been going on since February, which is a shock to me. Basically, it's a scandal that's going to explode, and it's going to impact your business, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing this show today. So, Jeff Olson, a credible person, made millions upon millions, if not close to $500 million, if not close to $1 billion in the network marketing field. Have a lot of success, a lot of credibility. So when I heard that he had left the company at the time when Prepaid Legal was struggling to start his own company, I understand that's the next step. People move on. But to see how now he's attached to it, because this scandal is not just about, because again, I'm a network marketer myself. I have over 20 years experience. So, I'm not going to BS and degrade network marketing because I have a lot of respect for the industry. But what I'm going to talk about is the situations and things that I actually talk about in my book, How to Do MLM in Massachusetts, because, it's a common thing that happens, and I actually call it the pushers and jumpers, and I'll get into details as well. But Jeff Olson was supposedly the co-founder of this company, or the founder itself. I don't think he even said co-founder, he just said founder. But now there's this person named Keith Raniere that's being said to be the original founder. Now, the reason I stress this enough to you is because there's a lot of things that goes on in the back end of the industry that people don't know about. And what I'm talking about is that people are buying into. So Jeff Olson is someone that has a lot of credibility. So he didn't want to just be another network marketer like he did in Prepaid Legal back when it was getting started. But he wanted to actually invest and have an ownership stake in the company. So therefore, that's why the reason why he was either the founder or co-founder of this company, where it was getting to the first stage of evolution, or the S-curve economics of any business per se. That's another training talking about S-curve economics. But Jeff Olson, being the co-founder, says a lot about what's been going on in the back end, because there was another character by the name of Mark and his wife, Mark Smith that is, and his wife, who could be Tiffany, I can't remember her name right now off the top of my head, but they actually was either lured into the company, and this is in the lawsuit that I'm reading right now, or they actually brought Jeff Olson into the company and actually trying to get to it. But the details of what I'm reading really says that Jeff Olson was the founder and basically was running the show, because everything you saw in the beginning phases of that company, as someone was trying to lure me into Nerium, that's why I know a lot about this company. Jeff Olson was the head of the company, the face of the company. So every time you heard something or promotion, it was always Jeff Olson putting his name, his face on the line to promote this company. So therefore, I really believe that he brought in Mark Smith, was actually from Prepaid Legal as well, and out in the New Hampshire marketplace, if I'm correct, back in the day. So therefore, this whole lawsuit saying who brought who first in the company, because from what Mark Smith was doing, because I really believe Jeff Olson was serious about building this company from the ground up and putting the packaging together. And that's one of the reasons, again, I respect the credibility of Jeff Olson of what he did, because he put so much effort in the packaging. I saw the details, the pamphlet, the training manuals, because he came from that company of the Prepaid Legal Services, Legal Shield platform. So he understands how to build a marketing campaign towards a business model. So to hear that Jeff Olson, bringing Mark Smith in, because they were paid a lot of money, which is one of the things I talk about in my book, of the things that go on behind the scene, and people jumping off from different companies to another. They could get sidetracked, because you could be building a solid business someplace else, but because you follow the leadership instead of following the compensation plan, understanding the business model that's in front of you, you follow people. And that's the thing about life, even in churches, as I'm thinking off the top of my head, we tend to follow people instead of following products, opportunities. And that's the most dangerous part of network marketing, amongst other things. But we are trapped by the success and the lure and glamour of the leadership of those who are at the top of the company, who's had a lot of credibility. their credibility is not equal to whatever next company that they go to. And this is a good example of this, because now Nerium, which is a niche market company, because that's one of the reasons why I was not interested in pursuing that, because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not just a network marketing person. So therefore, when I look at business models, I evaluate it. Does it fit me? Does it fit the niche market of who I am? And like I said in the book, race matters. Who was it I was surrounded by, and who that had access to approach a $50 to $90 to over $100 product. And that was part of the problems as I looked at the company. It was a specific niche market that I didn't have access to. And so therefore, I know it wasn't a great fit for me, and therefore I decided to join that company. And I wasn't going to, because my biggest thing is not wellness. It's a thriving market industry. It's exploding right now as baby boomers age right now to retirement, and they're looking at taking care of themselves, and that's fine. And that's for you. Then join that company. But like I said, as I do trainings and educate you more on this platform, there's a lot of things you need to look after behind just a name, a brand, to saying that I'm going to just join, because most of us don't do research. We don't understand the industry, we don't understand business that much, and we just follow people. And so now Mark Smith and his wife are basically, what they seem to have done is that they were getting all the perks to move their team over from, I believe it was People League at the time where they were at, to Nerium. And therefore, they were basically putting the red carpet for them, and therefore brought a lot of people into the business, but there was a lot of money behind it. They were bumping people. I think Nerium had a business partner platform and structure, so at different levels. Again, I don't know the compensation plan too well, so I can't speak on that, but definitely, if that's what it sounds like, one of the things I talk about in the book, that you need to be careful the kind of companies that you get involved in that has so many different levels or tiers to getting started into the company. I'm not a fan of that, and I explain that in the book. And I'll probably do another show on that topic in the future too, so you can look for that as well. But Mark Smith and his family was brought directly above some of the people that was in the company that was already building a business model, a business space that was having success. So they could capitalize tremendously on the tier level of the business partners level. So that really tells me up front, some of the issues that of unethical business practices that's taking place. I call it unethical. As a business, they probably will not call it unethical, because it's done a lot in the industry. Most of you who are new or not seasoned, you don't know about these things that go on. And I've seen it firsthand. I've listened to, not conference call, but I've been into we could call a six-figure ring earner meeting that discussed these things. And I even heard the side deals that was being made years ago. That's one of my inside scoop that I got many years ago when I was in one of those companies. So therefore, to hear all the accusations and legal lawsuits are back and forth, so they're fighting each other, and probably multiple lawsuits going on, because I think Mark Smith and his family milked the company, whether or not they were there to stay or not. But it's like trying, like I said, the red carpet, and everybody's trying to say, hey, I'm the big shot. Come, you want to bring me in? You gotta show me all the bells and whistles, and had company card, traveling on the company's dime and expense. So therefore, people like you and I, average Joe, who's trying to have success, create something, build a business solidly, you're seeing the limelight, you're seeing that instant success, and therefore you think that, oh, that's how it is in Nerium or any other company that you jump, because this goes on to in every industry inside the network marketing field of businesses, I should say. So people see that and they think that's success, and it's not. So while Jeff also was getting hustled for someone who may not have been solidly committed, he tried to join another company towards, I guess, July of 2017. I think Wendy, I think Jeunesse is the name of the company. I'm not familiar with that company, but I would assume it's probably similar to the wellness industry business model that he probably joined. And therefore, that company, whether or not it was ethical or not, was saying, hey, I'm spending the money. I want to get you on board, again, because of the reputation and success of a six-figure ring earner by the title and name that is well known across the industry. So Mark Smith was that person. So, but conflicts of interest. But not to get too much into the legal aspect of it, he couldn't do it, but he had all the intention of leaving the company, the Nerium at the time. So this is all the stuff that goes on that people understand, that you need to really build a solid business model and stop pulling people. And this brings me to the next point. If you haven't seen my video, I've recorded it, and I will do another recording. I did an in-house recording about a few years ago called, are you a pusher or are you a jumper? And the quick summary of that is basically a pusher is someone who's been in the industry for a long time. And what they find themselves doing and caught in the system of, not necessarily success, or the euphoria of unity, team building, or just the money, the rush, the atmosphere, and they just get stuck in this industry and never learn nothing by just becoming a pusher, which means that they'll jump to the next business model that comes along. Someone comes in, talks to them, tells them a great story, motivate them to see a bigger picture, or follow the great leader that you so respected. Sometimes I say, be careful who you follow, because the leadership that you follow, and I talk about this in detail in the book, you could be setting yourself for failure, because one of the most dangerous things as well in the industry is that it doesn't take much for you to be a leader. You just start today, you are instantly a leader as soon as you build a team, have one person in it, someone's following you, and then we get caught up in the management mode. So, but that's such training for a different time. But part of the problem is that we are that pusher where we come jumping from company to company and never having tremendous success, never learning the key fundamentals of success in business that we're supposed to learn through network marketing that it provides. The next you have the jumpers. The jumpers is what this situation is really about, because the jumper is those who are highly successful, those who have made the six-figure ring earner, achieved the ultimate accolades of success in this industry of earning a six-figure ring. Fortunately, I never had a chance to earn my ring, but I know I had the potential. I was just in the wrong marketplace to provide that. And hey, never know, I'm making a comeback. But all joking aside, this platform is catered to education training, never to recruit and trying to promote my own stuff to people. As far as joining my businesses now, I've retired, and I'll say it again, I am retired. I have no intention of getting involved in any network marketing companies. So I flipped to the side of providing training, education, and writing fundamental books, providing you online platform education and coaching in the future as well to help you make solid decisions. Because I didn't go in this industry in the first place, which I never knew about beforehand. I came in to get the education and training to be a professional entrepreneur. And there's a lot of education there. That's one of the things I love and respect. But I know this industry could be improved tremendously. So to say the least, understand that jumpers, they've already achieved success, what most of us are chasing. And so they are jumping from company to company, dragging along their downline, and they are killing their past company. And it's a high, it's not a drug. Most people has a physical drug or addiction, or have a medication or disability they have attached to whatever the symptom they're having, or whatever they're taking. But network marketing has a drug, and it's called jumpers, because some people cannot get enough. It's not enough to make a six-figure income and say I've built something solid, long lasting. I've known people who've done that, but there are other people who are just straight up greedy and selfish, and they don't care. They know what they're doing. They understand the trend. They understand they are a shark. They are a leader, and their reputation speaks for themselves. So therefore, they could buy in another company, make side business deal like this situation sounds like it is, and actually find themselves promoting a new company with no integrity of actually building a business model from scratch, from the ground up, with new recruits. They just pulled up other team members from whatever company they are, or the reputation of somebody else, leaving, or they partner up with somebody else that they've done business with in the past and make a new business deal or side deal together to let's build this thing together and promote and push everybody into one company. While they stay at the top position, they're making income instantly. So it doesn't matter, their income never lose out or get hurt that much because they just found a new business model with the same old people who are just suckers in the sense of pushers to believing that this is a good company. We had problems with the company, and even if that's the case, one thing I talked about in the book, it doesn't matter. It's not your business. If you're a downline, you should never bring your problems down to the team. You should always go up to the leadership on top. So why would you tell your team you're having issues, you're having drama with your upline company leadership, and then say, let's all leave? You're hurting your company, you're hurting your people, because what you're doing is dragging people chasing opportunity versus understanding fundamentals of business building and leadership. Again, I said a mouthful, but understand that this is part of the problems. And again, there's a lot of training I could do, and I have already prepared to talk about pushers and jumpers. And so what you're seeing this now, what's called a sex scandal, because this person, Allison Mack from Smallville, I don't know how she got recruited into the company, but she got involved. She's been, maybe her career is flatline, who knows. I haven't seen her anything since Smallville. It was a good show about Superman when he was a young kid, talking about his storyline. And so she was the sci-fi person. There's been spin-off of other shows since then with the Green Arrow and some other characters in the CW network. But this person, maybe she fell out of the industry, maybe fell in love, but one of the things they talked about, she was caught up in the whole idea of promoting not wellness, but promoting empowerment of women. Now, one of the things I'll say, and I could be wrong, but never would you talk about empowerment of women when it's run by a man leading the CEO position ahead. Not that they can't do it, but I have issues with that. I don't know how credible, how, example you could say, not putting a woman in front of the leadership position to talk about empowerment of women. That's why Mary Kay is there. Mary Kay is about women, for women. So how do you have a business model promoting that they're about empowering women when it's actually men at the helm of this company running it? Doesn't make sense to me. But that's what these people got caught up in. So there's a lot of women that's been involved. It's, again, high niche marketplace industry for the product that they were selling. But somehow there was some sex scandal that got involved in this whole business model that just destroyed the company. And as I close, one of the things you need to be careful for is because I've seen this one before many times over, whereas people are pulling you. Now, as I educate you on this, whatever your platform is, if you have the integrity, please don't do this to people. Yeah, some people are looking because they make their life on network marketing, which is another dangerous thing you could do. Having multiple income streams, within the industry or outside of by building other businesses, which is what I believe in, is what you should be doing. So these are, most likely, pushers or other jumpers who haven't made a solid commitment to any one company over the years. Right? Because if you've been in some, a lot of companies out there, and there's so many few companies with integrity, credibility that you could join. And I say there's a few, maybe 1 in a million would you actually find a true core company where you had tremendous success in. Because I guarantee you, a lot of people, whether it's People Legal, Legal Shield today, are saying, look at you. You have saying solid foundation, but you went on, because there's a lot of people that joined Organic Gold. I remember the times with Legal Shield, People Legal was struggling and trying to reinvent itself. Honestly, there was some struggle that was going on. So a lot of people left the company. The company was dead. It was done. So, whatever you could say about People Legal, so for full disclosure, I was in that company at one time, so I do know a lot about that company very well. It's one of the few solid companies that I found over the years that's been has some tremendous value to offer to people. But again, everybody goes through their struggle. Companies all have ups and downs. So to leave that solid company or other business models similar to that and join and then get caught up, because a lot of these people that I've seen over the years that have left any solid business model they've built for years to go chasing fast money, they always come back hurting themselves. Because now, after a while, I don't know if because we damage the reputation of this industry, but by us constantly doing that, jumping around, I should say us because I don't do it, but people doing that in leadership positions, what does it say about yourself? What does it say about your business model when you keep doing that? But you don't care. You say you do, but you don't care about your team, the downline that's you hurting, because you scattering people over time. Some people stick behind, some people may not join the next opportunity you go to. Just like Mark Smith from People Legal Service, from where I met them to Nerium. Now they finally did join, I believe, the Wendy, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, network marketing company. And again, it'll be the next thing for 1 or 2 years, or however long it may be for them, and then jump into the next thing because they're getting perks, being teased to come and look at another opportunity. And that's what a lot of these leaders should do in this industry. So that's my experience, as well as I shared with you throughout this video, of understanding that this industry has a lot of opportunity and growth potential to have success. But when things like this happen, a sex scandal in Nerium, and there's another company very close, similar to this product line that's out there. I know it very well as well. People try to recruit me in that many years ago, and I guarantee you, a lot of people will be flocking to pull people into that industry, into that business model, and that's fine. Again, that's your business. You're here to recruit. The lifeblood of your business model is recruiting. So I do understand that, but understand that, be careful. Who you bring into your business. I would have built and lock arms with people who see the vision of my company that I'm part of, not someone who's just chasing a dollar bill or trying to pay their bills because their team has been destroyed, their company's reputation. Because I won't be surprised very long before the company's production line being able to sell products and continue on its network marketing structure don't get attacked and dismantled by the SEC. Whatever the department or FBI or other investigation that might take place to take this company apart. And I feel bad that it had to happen to Jeff Olson, because, reputations go a long way. Thank you for watching, and I am Dimitri Frederick. If you definitely enjoyed the information I shared with you, please share this, like this video, post it, and tell your other network marketing friends. More videos coming this summer, but I had to do this special video, so I apologize if I ramble too much, but I had a lot of information to share about this one incident of Nerium Hollywood sex scandal that's taken place to this company. Been around for a number of years, so it's already established itself as a solid business model. So please let everybody know that this platform is there to help educate and train them. And subscribe, like, and definitely follow me in the future. Thank you for watching.